My name is Mohit. I'm founder and CTO of InMobi, but at least for this session, I want to be known by the son of a mother who has survived a stage 4 cancer. And this is when doctor told that she may not have more than 6 months to live. And touch wood, with the God grace and right treatment and holistic approach, 4th year running, and I think she'll go strong as long as God wants her to live. So actually, it's a pretty life-changing story for me because my mom was with me when I believe she had the symptoms of cancer. She was having breathing problem, and she was with me for 6 months. And our story is like a typical educated illiterate, what you want to call. We went to every doctor, right from cardiologist to nephrologist, and everybody treated her actually for heart disease and lungs disease. It never occurred in their head that it might be something else. And she got better, and ups and down, and then she actually went to her native place. And when she went to her native place, eventually she wasn't even able to walk 2 steps. And once again the diagnosis started with lungs, that what is happening, why she's not able to breathe. And then in one of the scan they saw the entire lung was filled with fluid. And then they start doing the backward calculation, why the fluid is coming. And then they saw there is an infection in pleural effusion, and when they started diagnosing that, they figure out it is actually penetrating from the breast. So I mean, it cannot be worse than that. 6 months we wasted in a way, completely wrong diagnosis. We were not aware, doctor were not aware, and we knew about all these scans. The female older than 50 years, 55 years did nothing. And absolutely, by the time we detected the cancer, it was already stage 4, which means it was coming out of breast and already spreading to part of lungs. And that's when the whole diagnosis happened. And then we called her back and we started treating her for breast cancer. So it's pretty, what I would call very unfortunate misdiagnosis. At the same time, on our part, we just didn't, we talked about a lot of things, regular scanning and all, did nothing. By the time we detected cancer, at least for my mom, it was already stage 4. So the options were very few. It was spread to another organ, and generally the way doctor treats it, they tell you to go for a very aggressive chemo, because you want to arrest it and stop it as soon as possible and then see if it goes into remission and all. So I spoke to, that's when I started reading actually, that what is the best way to do. The surprising part for me is, at least I had the capability to even go abroad and get the treatment done. Majority of the doctor, at least outside of India, they said, just focus on quality of life. They are not willing to even treat. And they said it's way too spread and you cannot do anything. And I was very surprised when in India, the doctor were far more optimistic. And they said, your mom is very healthy. There is no other issue, and we should actually do a very aggressive chemo and see how she responds, and then we'll go back to. So I chose the aggressive chemo. I discussed it with my mom and family, and she said, we should try it out. And we did that, and we started seeing at least better result. But I think it was a quite informed. It needs a lot of collaborative work from the family and patient and doctor together. It's a team effort. Because what I figured out, the first treatment he gave just one regular medicine, and my mom had very severe side effects. And then I started reading that if the treatment continue, probably she won't survive the 9 cycle or 10 cycle that he's saying. And what I realized is there is so much unawareness about what kind of latest treatment available outside. The drugs that are out of research and drugs that are available for trial. And I read about a lot of those, and I went to the doctor with a lot of material along with me, and he said, why you are not treating my mom using these drugs? And the surprising part, the only reason he was not treating my mom with those drugs, because he was not sure if I will be, or I would be able to pay for it. So somebody is making a call on my behalf on such a huge, such an important topic was very surprising to me. And after that I said, I will question everything. I'll ask everything. I will not give any medicine to my mom without knowing why he is giving and what will happen. And when I suggested him, after talking to a lot of doctors, I synthesized all their responses, and I said, will this treatment work? He actually agreed in 5 minutes. And we started once again the chemotherapy using new regimen, new cocktail, and my mom responded very well. In fact, she had no side effect, and I could see the difference. The lung fluid, even after first drop, was gone almost 80%, and by second chemo the entire fluid from her lung was gone, and by third or fourth chemo she was actually responding well. So I believe the cancer require a lot of team efforts. You cannot just leave it to the doctor. And it's medicine has a limited capability. There's state of mind, the kind of lifestyle you'll be living. Once you have cancer, your life will change forever. The sooner you acknowledge it, the sooner you adopt to it is quite important. So I think that whole thing started to work, and I realized it's just not the medicine and the doctor that is going to help my mom surviving or battling it. It's a lot more to that. My first encounter and my own reason of belief in holistic value is what medicine does is basically it's a destruction of cancer cell. They do nothing more, but they just go and they kill everything that divides. Any cell that divides, they go and they kill it. And end of the day, they end up killing your healthy cells also, based on my knowledge, what I read. That's why you lose hair, stomach lining, and everything. So the only defense you have around that point of time is your own mental state and the own immunity of your body. And if you read more about it, if you gain more information, these things can only be developed by a holistic approach. The food you eat, the life you live, the mental conditioning you do, it has nothing to do with medicine or anything that is happening on the treatment. That will happen alongside anyway. But I think these three things will need a specific focus. Are you happy? Are you confident? And do you have the willpower to fight it? Are you eating the food that goes in line with your treatment, or that will help you battle it out, or you're still doing more damage to your body? And then regular exercises. What are you doing to basically keep your body refreshed? And I mean, there is no logical way to deny this fact. I mean, I don't know why you will not do this, even if you're sick and even if you're not sick. The only argument over there is, if you're sick, you actually need to do more of these so that your body builds its own immunity against the deadly disease that you're fighting. So I mean, our conviction and belief happen through a very natural process, and I couldn't find any reason why not to do this. For me, I thought that you can keep on doing chemo and you will keep on extending your life, but that's not how it works. Generally, you can have chemo only once in a life. Very few people, very lucky people, who can actually have twice. But that is also a very unfortunate event that you have to go through, because it just breaks you down. It makes your life hell. 9 months was just every day you're near death. Going through that process, I have not seen many people who willingly say, no, I'll take one more chemo. So to me, the only thing that you left after that is just building your own immunity and living a holistic life that extend your life. It also increases, or basically support the spirit. The will to live is through physical well-being and mental well-being, and when you combine those two together, I believe the holistic life or living style become the necessity rather than just having a luxury to do it for some time or not. I believe that's the only thing that will help you or increase your survivability once you have gone through all the turmoil. Everybody in my family, including myself, we are now so aware that what to eat, what not to eat, because the best way is prevention. How long you can extend your life depends on that what changes you bring to your life. But the best thing you can do is everybody around you, if you learn from that incident and see something that you can do, whether it's a proactive monitoring, proactive checkup, and just a lifestyle. Half an hour walk every day does so many things to your body. The whole body goes into a recovery mode. You feel good. Meditation, the food you eat, just being aware of what you are eating and what it does to your body can make a huge difference. How you feel during the entire day. So I think we have truly adopted it in our entire family. My personal experience is, when you see the medical life expectancy about these kind of treatment and all, they talk about very definitive years, 2 years, 3 years and 5 years. But I believe this is one thing, if you do on top of it, the difference could be, or the expectancy could be a multiplier of what generally doctor would suggest otherwise. I would also suggest that, if logically everything seems so right, and it's not hard to do it. I mean, this is very simple stuff that we have been reading since childhood. That walking is good, meditation is good, eating right food is good, but it's just that basically you don't do these things in your life, and now something has happened in your life which is a life-changing event, which is actually a life-changing event. Why use that as a forcing component? But since we are talking particularly about the people who have gone through this trauma and gone through this, I believe this is as important as breathing, because you have one life and God has given you one chance. If you have survived the chemo and if your cancer has been in remission, or basically the treatment has helped you, you should do everything that is possible, and this is the least you can do. It doesn't require any expensive medicine from you. It doesn't require something that you cannot do. It's just changing and adapting your life to your situation. I think it's a must. Every patient should do it if it can extend their life, or it can make them actually feel happy or feel better.